everyone, and welcome to Best Side Cycling. Today I'm here in Portland at Clever Cycles, and this is my new T-Line 12-speed, the T-Line Explorer. So we're gonna go through the whole unboxing process. The shop's gonna help me get it set up, and then I'm gonna give it for a test ride, first impressions, everything. So it's gonna be super exciting, and let's get right into it. This came straight from the New York warehouse. I've been in talk with Clever Cycles since the start of the year for this, so I'm super excited that the time's finally come. And yeah, we'll finally have to take a look. So you're seeing it for the first time as I am. So come right here, and we see the signature unfolding happiness sort of box right here. Let's take a look at what's actually inside here. So come take a look in, and there it is. This is the new 12-speed T-Line. Take a closer look, and I'm excited to take this out and see what it's like. And it is super light. Yep, so taking it out, it's super, first impressions, it's super light. Let's put it down and keep going from there. Here it is, and then yeah, let's go through the box first actually, now that you see it there. But inside the box, unfolding happiness as always. What most Bromptons do, they come with the saddle here. So this is going to be the light carbon version. It's already a little different than what I'm used to, as there has sort of, you'll see sort of the special pentaclip as well as the sort of carbon rails, very notable as well because they're a different shape. And then as well in here, you'll see sort of the one side of the the super light pedals, and then reflectors, and then there is a very different looking Brompton manual. This is, I guess, the special T-Line manual. I've always seen the other one, and then some sort of standard reflectors as well.
So as I unwrap this is basically the newest but also most expensive Brompton you can buy here in the US. At about $5,800, it stands quite above all the other models, but it's custom made with titanium and carbon throughout.
So it's out of the box now, taking a closer look at it to tell the difference that it is a 12-speed. You'll see that there's actually 2 shifters instead of 1. So there's an additional sort of 3-speed shifter that goes to the special new rear hub here. You'll see that it's sort of Brompton branded. And yeah, that's definitely the main new difference here. So let's get this set up and then take it out for a test ride.
So even just carrying it around the store, I can tell the big difference. I have no upper body to speak of, so anything this light will really help me. And as we go around the store, you can just see the amazing collection of folding, cargo, and also e-bikes. So the person helping us out today is Aaron, who is a service manager here that has been working on Bromptons at Clever Cycles for a good number of years. So I know that we're in good hands, and let's get right on with it.
Now we're at their sort of workstation part of the shop, and I know the question that a lot of you are asking, the one that I was asking, is how much does it weigh now with the new sort of rear hub and shifter and all that stuff in there. So let's just get the saddle on there real quick and then weigh it.
All right, there it is.
So the official website puts it right at about 8 kilograms, 17.6 pounds. So let's see what it's like actually in person. And the rating puts it right now at 8.65. So we have, that's still, I don't know what that is in pounds, but I'll translate it over. Still feels a ton way lighter than my other bikes, but that's what we have for the reading right now.
Because that bike was just unboxed now, we're going to go through Clever Cycles' whole new bike onboarding process for all the Bromptons that they sell before you get to buy them.
So before I really do any adjustments to the bike, once I'm sure that everything is present and looks good, I take the wheels off, work on them first. Yeah, they usually arrive in pretty excellent shape from Brompton.
Yeah, but it's good to always have that extra check and make this extra step.
Absolutely. Also, removing the wheels and getting them up in the stand allows us to inspect the hub, make sure that there's no excess play or binding.
So it looks like the wheels are in pretty true condition. So is there anything different with this new T-Line 12-speed hub in particular?
Well, yeah, so it's a brand new hub, and it's similar to the other Brompton wide-range Sturmey Archer hub in that it's a 3-speed internally geared hub designed specifically for Brompton. But in this case, we have the carrier for 4 cogs. And so that's what allows you to reach 12 total gears.
Right. Yeah, so you still see that sort of staring archer labeling, but this is definitely a new type of setup. And then the T-lines still come with the same strawberry ones as well as the TPU tubes, as you can tell with the orange right there.
Well, I like to work from the back to the front. So
whatever you like.
we'll put the wheels back on and go from there. There it is, that familiar Brompton click.
Yeah.
So Aaron is now really fine-tuning the shifting of the bike, which includes the 3-speed hub as well as the 4-speed rear derailleur. So definitely, I love how sort of in-depth that he is and gets it to a point better than I ever could with my own bikes, carefully setting all the limit screws, which is something you probably don't want to mess with yourself if you're not fully confident. So I would always highly recommend a bike shop like Clever Cycles to look over that for you.
So how many Bromptons is Clever Cycles usually working through in the season? I don't know.
Gosh. A huge amount.
A huge amount?
Yeah, I wish I could give you an accurate guess even.
But like, let's say in a day or a week, how many do you feel like you're working through?
In a given week, I would say that it's going to be a minimum of 5 Bromptons. We ship these things, you know, all over the continental U.S. And so there are a lot of people that are drawn to our online store for Bromptons. All right, I'm satisfied with the way this is shifting for now. Obviously, we'll know more during the test ride phase. Yeah. And so I'm going to turn my focus to the rear brake. Well, I want to make sure the pads are centered properly over the braking surface on the rim, and also to make sure the brake caliper itself is centered properly. Like you can see now, if I squeeze the brake, it actually pushes the whole rim over and flexes it some. And so that is a symptom of an improperly centered brake. So I'm going to bring it over, center it some, adjust the pads, and then tighten the whole thing down. So since you're here, the future owner of this bike, you can tell me how you like this lever feel. Some people I find like the brake levers to move a little bit more before they really bite, and others like them to engage right away.
I see. Let me try it. Yeah, I mean, I feel so all right. Where would we say this lies in the range? Middle or loose or whatnot?
You know, that's middle to loose, I'd say.
I see. Yeah, I think it could be tighter to me.
You got it. Absolutely.
So after getting those brakes dialed in just the way I like them, we move on to the final step, which is just torquing everything to the manufacturer specifications. This is really important to make sure that it is a good ride, but also a very, very safe one. So he's going to run through that, and we're almost there.
All right. Got the pedals in there.
And that's the bike ready to ride. I just want to mention here that basically this whole process of checking and dialing in the bike is sort of what comes on top over the direct-to-consumer process that Brompton has. I have done that process before. You've seen me unbox the C-Line and ride it just fine, but this just gets it to a whole nother level, and as well as just make sure that everything is customized towards your sort of liking. So it goes without saying that I highly recommend Clever Cycles be your store to get Bromptons. It's probably why I drove 3 hours all the way to come here. So if you ever come by or drop an order online, just mention Best Side Cycling brought you there.
Here it is, the new T-Line 12-speed, and I'm gonna give it, it's my first ever ride on it, so let's try it. All right. Yeah, so I've ridden basically all the other Bromptons. I've ridden the C-Line, the P-Line before. First thing is, yeah, this is definitely, it feels pretty different. It definitely feels a lot faster. And I think the tubing is just a lot different, but yeah, this is pretty fun. Yeah, first impression is definitely a lot more zippy than my C-Line, that's for sure. But let's go on a longer ride and see how it goes.
So we're now out here riding in the streets of Portland. If you enjoyed this video so far and want to catch all the adventures I'm going to have with this new T-Line, don't forget to roll over this like button and subscribe. I know some of you are probably scratching your heads as this is probably the 5th Brompton I've featured on this channel. I just want to say that this is probably the dream Brompton that I've always been thinking of, as I'll be riding the Seattle to Portland later this summer on this bike in one day, 200 miles, as well as the RBC Grand Fondo, the Forte Edition, which will be my first time, which features 10,000 feet of climbing. So these gears are really gonna help me.
So yeah, first impressions riding the new T-Line 12-speed is definitely, I mean, I've only ridden the CMP, so just how zippy it is the front fork is definitely way more rigid, and it's definitely is even twitchier than some of the other ones a little bit. But in terms of the compliance, still feels pretty good, but definitely the speed is way different off the gun. And then you can sort of see the new shifting we have here. So we have the 4 on for the rear derailleur and the 3 for the hub right here.
And as someone who's ridden both systems separately, like the 4-speed on the P-Line as well as the 3-speed hub with the 6-speed Bromptons, it's definitely just a mix of the two. Main thing I just point out is probably around the noise. It's just a mixture of them both, so it's not loud enough to really bother your riding experience, but definitely more noisy than them apart. And then the geometry sort of remains the same as before. So someone shorter like me, 5'4.5", the position on the bike is a really nice endurance one, and probably why I love riding these bikes so much. But the biggest difference for me is definitely in the weight, from 26 pounds to now 19 pounds, even with all the added shifters, hubs, and other things from the original T-Line, adding probably about 2 pounds, but it's well worth it for my use cases, as I plan to use it as sort of a epic travel bike and take it up some hills probably most people wouldn't take their Bromptons usually. But anyway, I think that's about wraps it up for what I'm going to do in this video, so let's go back to the store and check out.
All right, Hanok, thank you for visiting Clever Cycles. Here is your box of Brompton T-Line 12-speed accessories.
Awesome.
And don't forget to schedule your complimentary 30-day service on our website when you're ready.
And that's it. So right here is my new bike. So let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, if you think I'm too crazy about Bromptons. I don't mind, but yeah, I'm super excited for all the things I'll be able to do with this, including showing off the new sort of 2-line in Seattle, as well as go on really epic crazy folding bike rides. So that's all I had for this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.